Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be unboxing the CITISCAPE Terrain Crate. I got a bunch of these boxes for Christmas, and it's going to be awesome to get all these included in my new game, Population Z, so look out for more unboxings for the camp set, the city accessories. This is a really good one, loads of fences and things included there, and also the street scatter with some crash cars. So I'll be unboxing those in separate videos, but in this one we're going to focus on the CITISCAPE, which has got some really cool pieces and accessories that we can use in our games. Now, I've got some videos coming out over the next month or so showing you how to make some buildings for your city, and this is going to be great to bring those buildings to life. So I was really happy with these sets. I did buy them, it's not sponsored or anything like that. They can be a little bit pricey. The retail on this particular box set is £60. I got it for 48 with a nice discount thanks to Wayland Games. I'll put a link down below so you can get that discount too, and then you'll also be supporting me here in the channel because it's an affiliate link, so thanks so much for that. But I think for £48, you could be looking at 3D printing this kind of thing, but I'm not into that, so I wanted to get it built. And there's not much to choose from out there, not much variety for the modern landscape and modern terrain. So for me, this was a must, and I can't wait to get it all painted up. It's going to be great fun. But let's get it open, and then you can have a look, and hopefully this is going to help you decide whether or not you'd like to add it to your collection. Now, straight away, I noticed you get a fairly good-sized box, and there's not a lot in it. They could have made this in a much smaller box for sure. I guess if you put in a £60 price tag on something, you want the box to look pretty big. But for me, it's all about what's in there. So let's have a look, get all this out and open. And I'm going to lay it all out on the table. We'll have a look at each piece individually so you get a really close-up look at it all. And I'll compare it to a miniature as well, 28mm miniature, so you can see that in action too. I've swapped out for this green board. I think it's going to make it stand out a little bit better for you in the video. So we'll go through one section at a time. There's a few sets in this one all bundled together, and you can buy some of these separately, but doing it this way in this one big box, you do save a little bit of money. So here we go. This is our first one. We're going to get the forklift trucks and some accessories for the streets. And let's grab the box one first. So this is just a large stack here. You can see it's one box, there's dents in there. And this is like a weird plastic. It's not like the sort of plastic that we would get, say, from Warhammer models or miniatures. And it's not resin, it's quite a bendy plastic. The quality is not excellent here, but there's certainly enough details in these that when they're painted up, I don't think you're going to tell the difference. So quality-wise, I would say this doesn't compare when you first get it to, say, the kits or things that I've unboxed from Warlord Games or Games Workshop. But these are going to be the backdrop to our games, almost blended into the background. You're going to be using some for objectives, for sure. But yeah, mainly just little accent pieces to put on the battlefield to really bring it to life and make it look like it's been lived in. Here's the forklift truck. Really like this piece. Great size, compares really well with the miniatures, and this is going to be a nice one. You feature in this maybe outside of a warehouse or a supermarket, that kind of thing, or a building site. That's going to work really nicely. And you can put the little pallets on there as well if you want to, and the friction holds it in place enough. But you're going to be painting all this separately. There you go. It's on pretty solid when you do it like that. And then you can put the box on too, and you can make a little scenario. Maybe you've got to get the forklift truck with the supplies out of the warehouse before the zombies get you. Here's those pieces now lined up with this Santa model, and this Santa model is from Pandyman Games, and I've covered this in a painting video in the past I'll link to at the end of this one. Alright, let's get open this next bag. So now we've got some office supplies to have a look at. We've got all sorts here, some fancy chairs, normal chairs, a water cooler, photocopier, computers, and even a little plant and filing cabinet. So here are the two desks. You notice that a little bit bent here. We'll have to warm that up and put it back into shape. And again, same plastic. It's this kind of weird, like bendy plastic, and a little bit of hot water treatment to that. We can bend that back in place. But nice little details on some of these, especially the chairs. They've got the stitching that you can see. This is a pretty simple one. Got the legs a little bit wonky, but that doesn't really matter. And then here you've got a more fancy chair, really like this one. You can see the spindles there, and even the cushion and stitching work is done really well. So that's a nice little detailed piece. A little bit of tidying up to do. I notice on most of these there's not really anything in the way of mould lines that are really going to stand out, just the odd bit here and there. Next up, we've got the filing cabinet. Now, some components from these sets are going to be easy to copy, and I think they're going to be great if you wanted to make some more. You could just make them out of cardboard. Other pieces like this, a little bit more tricky, the water cooler, and so, yeah, it won't be replicating that. But if you wanted to make, say, some more desks or another filing cabinet, I think you could use this as a nice reference. You've got the scale right, and it's going to work really nicely. But it's all these little details that I like, the little laptop, and then you've got the different computers and screens, and I think once you have all these dotted around the place and you're playing with the miniatures on the tabletop, it's just going to look so cool. It's really going to make that environment look like it's been lived in, it's been inhabited, and there's some stories to tell and some questions raised as well by it, which I think is really fun, and that's a great part of gaming. Here's the photocopier. That came out really good, I think. That's a nice piece. And here's Santa modelling it all. You can see those bends quite a lot in these images, but that chair and photocopier I think looks fantastic. Now we've got some fun pieces. These are like little vending machines, and we've got little like video games as well. So these are going to be good to just dot around maybe in an office, or you could even put them anywhere really. Those vending machines could go in like a hospital scenario, or you could put them in schools, that kind of thing. So you've got lots of options to use them. And then these video games, they could be dotted around. Maybe you're doing like a pub or a bar, you could put them in there. That would look great. Or a shopping mall, that would be awesome. I really like these. I could imagine a scenario where perhaps you've got to get some generator to turn the power on in a building, and then it fires these up and the sound attracts the zombies, and then you've got to maybe fight your way out. So things like that. So you can actually make these little pieces of terrain really function in game. And of course, the vending machines are going to be perfect. If you want to like search and find food and drink items, then you can use those and incorporate them into the rules. I've been going on about Population Z a little while now, and it's about to launch, so get ready to find out exactly what it's all about. All being well, it should be launching this week, so I can't wait. It's so exciting. And look out for the video introducing you to the book and the whole game system and everything that we've got prepared and planned for the future. So that's all coming very soon. But back to this video, where you can see Santa lined up and looking good, really good size, and that works really nicely. Here's another cool one. This is like a little waiting room, and you've also got some components that you can use in shops and things like that, and like maybe a janitor's supplies. So you've got little cash points there. You've got bins or trash cans, however you like to call them. And then these little seats are really good. I think these would be great for like a bus stop, again, a hospital waiting room. You could put them anywhere, shopping mall, in the street itself. So these are going to get a lot of use in a lot of different scenarios. So that's one thing I really do like about these terrain pieces. They are going to be used in so many different games. So that price tag, you can really justify it, I think. And here is a really nice piece. This is the janitor's trolley with the mop, the brush, all the buckets and everything. That's going to be a fun one to get painted up. And I'll be painting these really simply. They're simple colours, a little bit of highlighting, dry brushing maybe. And then we've got the bins, so we've got a couple of those. And then with all the different sets that I'm going to go through in other videos, this whole collection is really going to give loads of options for setting up different settings on the table. Here we go, here's the cash points. Nice, they're the freestanding ones. I suppose you could even build them into something if you wanted to, but freestanding, that's going to work in like a garage or something like that. Again, supermarkets, shopping malls. There's Santa giving a little display. See a little bit of trimming needed, and there's the trolley as well. And then the bin, perfect size. So the sizing and scale, I think, is bang on with these. You've also got a couple of wet floor signs. These are really cool. I think these are great. It's little things like this that make a difference when you have a table set up. You know, you can put all the big terrain pieces there, but when you've got all the little bits in there, the scatter terrain, it's really fun. It doesn't have to have an effect in-game all the time. It can just be there to look cool, and I think these are going to work nicely for that. Right, here we go. Now we've got a shop. This is great. This is what I've really been looking forward to getting out. You've got some different shelves. You've got different cash registers and the cash points, and then you've got little racks with all different clothing on. And then you've got all these tins and cans, which are going to be great to line the shelves. There's not a huge amount in here. Would have liked to have seen a bit more of that. But I think, again, the scale is just right. And you could use these to make your own out of just little bits of scrap and things. So you could easily make more tin cans and boxes. Here's the cash point, or what would you call this? The counter. And this is going to be where you put the cash register on there as well. So a little bit of trimming up to do if you wanted to. Again, all the same, like bendy plastic. And then that's going to sit on nicely. So really cool. No building, that's one good thing about this kit as well. It's all built and formed, so you're literally just going to get it like tidied up a little bit, trim up where you need to, and then get painting right away. Here's some little racks with magazines. Maybe you can find out some information in-game from those. Maybe even like in a garage, that would be like a map rack. So if they go in there and they search, there's more chance perhaps of finding a map, which will help them in other games, revealing different locations that they could go to, that kind of thing. Here we got the shelves. You can see you got those little round marks there, and certainly very bent there. We'll straighten that up for sure and just file away maybe those round pieces inside. But by the time you put the boxes on, you're not going to see any of that anyway. And these would be great for objectives as well. In one of Population Z scenarios, you've got to go in a supermarket and you've got to search 8 different tokens. So you could use these instead of the tokens, which would be fun. So then you collect them and you actually got something to physically hold on when you found it, which I think is really fun when playing games like that. Let's pop some on the shelves so you can see how it all fits. There you go. So you can slide it in. So you've definitely got enough to fill up one shelf almost. Definitely want to be making some more though, I think. And yeah, using those as a reference for the size, you're going to get it right. Here's the rack with the clothes on. Nice and simple, but effective. Little bit bent again. So yeah, a few of these pieces are quite bent. Would have been nice if they were formed perfectly, but even like that, it stands up eventually. But a little bit of bending and twisting, and we'll get that back in place. Here's the other one, so you're going to get 2 of those. Nice. Really quick and easy to paint. I'll probably use contrast on those kind of things. And there's Santa, just to give you an idea of the size and everything. He's behind the till there, ready to sell some maps. All right, that's it then. That's everything that was included in this Cityscapes box set. And it's quite a lot of pieces, although it didn't look a lot when we got it out of that big box. Once you lay all the pieces on the table, there's a lot going on here. And again, it's all going to add to that story, add to give the idea that the scene you've created has actually been inhabited in, and I think it's going to really bring the game to life, and I can't wait. It's going to be so fun to get it all painted up. I'm probably not going to do any painting videos for this. I might do 1 or 2, but I'm going to focus on doing the videos on showing you how to make the buildings, and then you'll see this interacting with it once we get it set up on the table. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. Look out for those other videos coming soon for the other sets of terrain crates for the city, the street, and the campsite. And I've already done a video showing you some of the hospital pieces that came in the hospital terrain crate, and that was really fun. There's some cool bits in here with the beds and everything, so that's great. And some of those desks we saw in the Cityscape too. So really nice selection, and when it's all unboxed and put out and laid out on the table, it is a huge amount really that we can use. And again, for objectives and things like that, even if you're only thinking of getting things like this to use as objective markers, I think that would be really good value, because some of them can be like £12–15 each, and if you're just buying one, then that's going to give you quite a lot of pieces to add. But here it all is in the tubs, all ready to go. So I'm getting organised, and I'll be posting those videos showing you the other sets very soon. And the link to Wayland Games is down in the description below if you'd like to make that 20% saving. Thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you liked it. If you did, it would be great if you hit the like button. Subscribe to keep up to date with all the new videos, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.